Good evening, everyone. We might make a start. Welcome, everyone, to the Game Day Overview session. So for those who I haven't met, I'm Beck Shaw. I'm CEO of Little Athletics New South Wales. So looking forward to spending the next little while with you going through this session. We had planned, obviously, to do this session in person in beautiful Nelson Bay, but that wasn't to be the case, having cancelled the conference recently. But we understand that this is a really important session and we really need to give this overview. And while it's not going to get down to all the nitty-gritty, we do have upcoming sessions that will go into a lot further detail over the next week or so. And if we need more of those sessions, then we'll certainly schedule them as well. Before I start, I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land, which we are all upon. So for me, who is in northwest Sydney, that's the Darug people. And I'd like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and welcome all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are with us today. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we start. So if everyone could please stay on mute throughout the presentation, that'll just avoid some distractions. We have a lot of people on this call as well, so it's best to turn your videos off, and that way we can just make sure we've got maximum connectivity. If you haven't already, jump into the view function and pop that on speaker view. That'll give you the best result. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, let's pop them in the chat function. If we can't get to those questions tonight, which we may not be able to do, then we will answer them in an email to everyone who's part of this session tomorrow. I just wanted to check with everyone. Can somebody just give me a heads up? We just had a message from Craig to say that he can't actually hear me. Can others hear me at the moment?
Yeah, we can hear you, Beck.
Great, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so chat them in the chat function. Just a reminder though, the chat function, everyone can read what you pop in there. So just be considerate with what you might be asking as well. But the remainder of the session is also being recorded, so that will be distributed and others will be able to watch that at a later date. So we're very fortunate tonight to have Cam join us from GameDay, so obviously the expert in this area, and I'm going to switch over to him now to become our host and take us through the rest of the session.
Thanks very much, Beck, and thank you everyone for joining us. Much like Beck, I was really looking forward to a weekend away in Nelson Bay. However, we divert back to what we knew best for the last 12 months. So thanks very much for that wonderful introduction, and I hope everyone is safe, healthy and doing well. And like yourselves, I'm in New South Wales on the Central Coast, so I know exactly what you're going through in lockdown at the moment. So fingers crossed we get out of this very, very soon. I will now share out my screen, and with a bit of luck, everyone should now be able to see that screen okay. Can I just get a thumbs up from someone, or just a voiceover to say, yes, I've got it for me?
Oh, good.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. So as Beck said, my name's Cam O'Riordan. I head up our sales and marketing team here at GameDay, and been part of a process that the team and the staff within our business has been working very, very closely with all the staff at Little Athletics New South Wales. As we know, for a number of years, we've supported Little Athletics New South Wales along with a whole heap of other customers locally here in Australia, abroad in New Zealand and the UK, in providing our suite of solutions. During that time, we've had a number of different iterations or names of our business, from IMG to Sports TG and now to GameDay, where we're at. And we are the same business, and we're really looking forward to the journey that we're going on with Little Athletics New South Wales and all the clubs and all the centres across the state, in providing them a modern look and feel user interface and database and event management platform that they can use to manage everything from registrations to events that are happening in their centre or organisation, to a host of other things. As you can see here on the screen, that's just a little bit of a snapshot of the things that we do and who we are. But more importantly, I'm not going to go into everything that we do, and we'll go through a bit of that during the session today. What we wanted to sort of touch on is the process that we've actually gone through with the staff of Little Athletics New South Wales in moving where we're on our current platform to where we're actually going to, which is GameDay, where we're doing a lot of testing and a lot of things right now, preparing us for the launch. But back in February and March this year, we had a discovery and a kickoff meeting with Little Athletics New South Wales after we decided GameDay was a platform moving forward for them, which included testing the environment, going through a whole heap of training and review sessions, data field validations, and a lot of technical discussions. And that took place for a couple of months, backwards and forwards with our relevant staff and our team. From April and May, we did a lot of things in the back end, getting the hierarchical nature of the database set up so it can operate efficiently and effectively, getting all the organizations, so all the centers set up in a what we call a UAT, or a user acceptance testing environment. And then we started providing production to access to our production, our live platform to Little Athletics New South Wales. During June, we did a lot of work in the background, setting up membership and registration forms, and then also finalizing the data migration from Classic into GameDay, which included all the membership and financial information. We are here now in June to September in this period where we're handing it over and ready to launch. And for all those administrators out there and club registrars, presidents, treasurers, and so on at every centre, one thing that I would really remind everyone of is later this week, we have a couple of sessions on Wednesday and Friday, which will be more functional, how to use a platform efficiently and effectively. Rory from our team, who's been working with the Little Athletics New South Wales staff, will be leading those sessions. So questions related to how do I add products to my registration forms? How do I add certain questions to my registration forms? Where do I see my fees when they drop into my bank account? All those questions will be able to be asked come Wednesday and Friday. So I certainly encourage you to come back to those sessions. And that's where we're at now, preparing us to launch registrations for the new season that awaits us. Just to give you a bit of an update about GameDay, our next generation membership platform, and these are just some of the screenshots that you can sort of see from the platform. We're really excited to have extended our long-term partnership with Little Athletics New South Wales. What that'll bring is a modern and improved user interface and a modern experience for the individuals who are registering. It'll be branded so it looks and feels like Little Athletics New South Wales. It'll be fully mobile optimized as well, is a really, really important point that we should draw home. The organization hierarchical structure is set up so we can allow for split payments as we do effectively now. It's easier to navigate and find the information you're after. For those who access the current platform, you can see this demo screenshot down in the bottom right here of your screen. And the registration form above it is a significant improvement on the registration forms and the look and feel of a current back end of a platform that you're accessing now. It allows centres to easily add your own membership fees to the overall pricing as well. So centres can still capture their registration fees nice and easy. It has built-in reporting and dashboards. So at a click, you as a centre will start to be able to see how many members you have in the current season in real time by just viewing the analytics and the dashboards that are in the platform. You can manage user access across your centre, so you can have multiple people accessing the platform, whether that be a treasurer, a registrar, a president. You can provide access to those individuals within the platform, just like you've done previously. You can also, this is a bit of an add-on feature, you can also add different documentation to your centre as well. So if you need to provide annual reports and information to Little Athletics New South Wales or different bits and pieces, you can upload the relevant information and documentation about your centre within the platform, which is obviously securely stored. And one of the new things moving forward within GameDay as well is our flexible payment options. So we provide a number of different payment options and solutions, which are all the standard ones, including credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, and Google Pay. All people who are registering expect those type of payment scenarios to be made available to them, just like you would do when you're shopping online or doing a variety of different shopping. So those payment options are all available to individuals who are then registering to your particular center. I can see there's questions coming through. What I'm going to do is keep going through the presentation. If we do have time for questions at the end, we'll address some of those questions. So we will come to them towards the end of this presentation if we have time to answer them live tonight. The other piece that's linked directly to our membership platform is our events and ticketing platform. And like our events membership platform, it has had a significant improvement. Everyone here who is registered for tonight's session would have registered through our event solution for tonight's session. So you would have seen what the experience looks like. Straight away, you have a customized background, the ability so it looks like your center and feels like your center. All the details of your event are front and center. You can do all the usual things that you do within the event solution. You can set your capacity, you can set your limits, you can have a registration start date and a registration end date. Every event landing page, every event gets its own unique landing page, which can be branded and themed like your organization. You can upload your partners and your sponsors' logos. Every person, and this is something that is really a really added bonus to the event solution. Every person who registers to an event receives a unique QR code digital ticket, as we call it. That'll be emailed to the participants once they've successfully registered. But in addition to that, you can actually access that. You can access that QR code or that digital ticket by downloading our GameDay mobile app and navigating to the events area. Those who are attending your event, all they need to do is simply go to the event section, click on that, and load up their digital ticket. Individuals who are managing the event, so the centers or the event organizers, they will have another tab that they can actually toggle through. They'll actually have an option to select scan tickets, and they can actually scan and check in everyone who's attending their event that they're running. It'll then time, date, and stamp those individuals who have been checked into your event. So think of it more broadly. Our events and ticketing piece, once again, Rory will cover this more in depth later in the week, can be used not only for your general meets that you're running as a club. It might be a center. It might be a center fundraising night. It might be an end of season presentation night. It might be a 50-year anniversary night. Whatever sort of events you're running, if you're selling tickets or running an event, you can actually do that through the GameDay events portal. The portal allows you to refund individuals as well, or a portion that you wish to refund of the tickets sold through the platform. So that functionality is certainly available. And unlike other event and ticketing providers that are available in the market, there are a lot of free ones that are available that you can just sign up and run events through. We actually settle funds to your organization on a weekly basis. We still realize you need money to run your event. Other providers in the market, they sometimes don't send you the funds or the money to your organization until after that event has been completed. So that's just something to be aware of, something to be aware if you're looking into using other event and ticketing providers. Have a look at some things like, when do you receive your funds? Like we said, we just settle the funds on a weekly basis, minus our standard transaction fees, like we do for every other part of a platform. But a center can now manage any type of events, any type of membership through the one platform with the full reporting capabilities. We will also be providing to Little New South Wales access to our View and Insights business intelligence reporting tool. It'll actually help the sport make more informed decisions as the year goes on and as the season goes on. They'll be able to have comprehensive reporting and insights reported to them in real time about how many registered participants there are, what gender are they, what age group do they fall into, what town or country are they residing in, how many new participants have we had, how many have we retained from the year before, how many new participants to the sport have actually started registering and taking part in the sport. What are the average fees per centre across the state? And another number of key insights through the data we've been able to actually collate. That'll be able to be reported up in real time to Little Athletics New South Wales to help support the zones and the centres across the state as well. With the move to GameDay and away from the platform we're currently operating on, there aren't too many, but there are still a handful of centres out there that are using our old standard website solution through the classic platform. In moving across to GameDay, those websites will no longer work. We do have a number of website options available for centres if they wish to take them up, starting from $399 annually. And they sort of go up as the packages go up and as the functionality goes up. However, our GameDay website module provides a nice fit for centres who want to improve their digital presence, increase or improve the website that they currently have, and have it as an effective way to communicate to their members, stakeholders, partners, and sponsors. So they're all built on a WordPress platform. They are available to all centres across the state, and we're currently working with a couple of centres in getting GameDay websites up and running for them. But organisations do have the option and the opportunity to come to us directly and take up a GameDay website solution. We are working to a transition cutoff timeframe on the current classic websites. That should have been communicated to all the centres that are still operating on those websites. But if you're unsure, feel free to reach out and drop us a note, and we'll be able to let you know one way or the other if you're still operating on that classic platform or if you need assistance in transitioning to a different sort of web presence for your particular centre and organisation. Just some of the other things before we wrap up, and this is a nice, short, sharp session, and it was deliberately done that way to keep everyone engaged on their first night. But just to touch on a number of the things that we're still working on within the background and making available for every centre. So we're formalising our API integration with Timing Solutions. Our team and Timing Solutions are speaking regularly to ensure that that API is seamless and efficient. And that will allow all event registrations or registrations for the various meets that are run by centres or zones to be managed through GameDay, with that data flowing directly through to Timing Solutions. So you can have a fully integrated end-to-end solution that works for your particular centre. In addition to that, the other main piece of work we're doing is around bib number allocation, which is a big one for the sport. Our teams understood this, and we worked tirelessly with Little Athletics New South Wales staff to understand the process that you go through and understand how we will make that work within our platform. But that will allow Little Athletics New South Wales to assign a range of numbers to each centre. They can add to the range allocated to a centre and have full reporting capabilities to report on what bib numbers and how many bibs have been allocated to each particular centre. The next one that's down the tree, which we worked through, and yep, we worked through a couple of little tweaks late last week that I was aware of, is the integration, and obviously a really important one for the sport, with children getting 2 $100 vouchers a year to use towards their sport, is the integration of New South Wales Government Active Kids vouchers. That's integrated and working. Once again, we've worked with the team at Little Athletics New South Wales ensure we've got all the right identifiers, all the right POS ID numbers from the particular centres, and that's been assigned correctly. So that is now integrated, that is working seamlessly in the background. Centres and the sport will receive their money in the normal disbursement processes from Services New South Wales, and that will work where a voucher is validated at the time of registration by the parent. It sends a positive or a negative return message. It offsets the cost by $100, and then the parent is left to pay the remaining amount. Obviously, the last 3 points are probably the most important points here. We realise everyone is across the state, and we, like I said at the very beginning, we would love no more to be able to deliver these hands-on sessions face-to-face in Nelson Bay with our team, but we can't. So we're going back what we knew best in 2020 and go to the Zoom and the virtual world. But we'll be making available e-learning modules on GameDay, which essentially allows centres and those within your centre to learn how to effectively navigate and use the platform. You can go through those learning modules in your own pace, at your own time, in your own home, from your own laptop or your own computer, and they are available to everyone and they come at no cost. We'll obviously be providing additional training and education at the virtual conference, not the face-to-face conference now, later this week on Wednesday and Friday. And we also have a number of other sessions lined up, and I just encourage everyone to look out for the various communications if you want to learn more about the products, about the membership, about the event solution, learn more on how you look out for those notifications, sign up and come along and join us for one of those sessions. And what we'll also do is provide access to additional partners for clubs to minimise administration whilst also raising funds for their organisation. So obviously the platform can be used in a multiple of different ways, and you may be able to add additional products or fees at the time of registration that assist your particular centre. It might be a fundraising levy, it might be something along those lines. However, you can sell products to your members at the time of registration or when they're signing up an event efficiently and effectively in an easy way, and fully report on that information. We disperse our funds. One thing to just touch on that, we send our funds to all the centres on a weekly basis with a full settlement report. So weekly basis, the funds that have been received for registrations for the previous week will hit your bank account. You'll be able to download a CSV file or an Excel file where you'll be able to see how much money hit your bank account, who that payment was for, minus the transaction fees. This is a total that's hit my bank account. And the idea is to streamline and make it efficient as possible, the disbursement and the settlement process to your organisation. The last slide is just my contact details. So if you want to know more information, have any questions, obviously the team at Little Athletics New South Wales are on hand, as are our team, and we're fully committed to make the lives of centre administrators as easy as possible moving into the new season. And once again, just touch on that. Rory will be running our sessions on Wednesday and Friday this week, membership first, followed by events on Friday. So strongly encourage everyone to come along to those sessions. I know we've got a few questions in the Q&A box. Beck or Emily, are you comfortable if we just dive into a couple of questions for 3 or 4 minutes or so?
Cam, you'll probably find most of them have actually all been answered along the way. Unless anyone's got anything, there is one that is, can a discount code be allocated in the final payment screen if centres would like to offer a discount? That's probably the only one that hasn't been answered at the moment.
Fantastic. Thank you for answering all those questions as we've gone through. That's great. The discount code is part of the functionality around number identity. So it's not necessarily just there yet. It is coming. So the discount code is coming, but there are other ways within the platform that can sort of be worked through. And Rory will take you through a number of different scenarios come Wednesday and Friday around that, and what that looks like and what that actually feels like. So the other one, our transaction fees are 3% flat rate. So they are the transaction fees. They haven't altered. They're the consistent rate that we've sort of been charging as well. The last one that's just dropped in, the sessions on Wednesday and Friday, I think they can be just circulated through Little Athletics New South Wales staff. They should be able to help you out with that one, Sally. So hopefully that will be able to answer your question there. And look, that is pretty much it for me tonight. It was just to provide a high-level overview of where we're at, the process that we've gone through, and with a bit of luck, we come out of this lockdown sooner rather than later, and we'll be back ready in time for the last season when things are ready to commence later this year. So to the 112 individuals who've joined us here tonight, thank you for giving up half an hour of your time. I know everyone's getting a bit of Zoom fatigue, but you've done a stellar job logging in at 6:30 at night. So really appreciate everyone's commitment to joining this, and we really look forward to supporting you across 2021 and into the future.
Thanks, Cam. Just to answer a couple of other questions that are popping in to the chat box, which are probably more LANSW related than the work that Cam's doing. We will be opening registrations on the 2nd of August, which is the Monday. So rather than the Sunday, they will open on the 2nd of August. So yes, we are all ready to go with that. The video of this presentation will be shared with all the participants and also put up on the website. So you'll be able to share that further with anyone else in your centre that you would like to do so. Those e-learning modules will also be available, as well as the virtual sessions. So you will be able to jump into those and familiarise yourself with GameDay a little bit more. And please, if you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to contact admin@lansw.com.au, and Trish will be standing by along with the other staff to be able to help you with anything else that you might need. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I might just leave that chat open for a couple more minutes if anyone does want to pop anything else in there right away. But otherwise, we've kept that nice and short and sharp. Thanks, Cam, from Monday night to get cracking on all these sessions. So I appreciate that, and appreciate everyone who has come on board to listen to the information. So please stay safe, please stay well, and please get in contact if there's anything that we can do for you in terms of GameDay and any other and anything else regarding your centres as we head into the registration period. So take care and good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.